These 16 teams may not have raced their way into Season 2 of Quack's Marble Clash, but they will be racing today for a gold medal here in the B League. Hello everyone, I'm your host Quack, and so far the Gugos lead the standings with their gold medal in the first event. A bit surprising based on their relegation last season, but every team here has been bringing their A game despite it being the B League. And today we have Hurdles, the second event of the B League, where it's just a pure test of speed. There is a bit of chaos involved. There are many strategies like riding the wall or trying to draft your opponents, but at the end of the day, it is all about speed, and several of these teams have a lot of experience with that, especially teams like the Chili Peppers, who did well in this in the qualifiers. But for now, we move on to Heat 1 with the Pink Palettes, Jelly Jammers, Terror Titans, and Wave Breakers. And we are off. The Terror Titans have a bit of a lead. The Pink Palettes holding on to second, and no one's going to challenge them. The Wave Breakers surprisingly going out here despite sending one of their best members, one of their silver medalists from last season. The Jelly Jammers really nowhere there throughout that entire thing. They were not nearly fast enough, so that was a very clean heat, especially compared to the main league version, where there was a lot of passing, a lot of chaos, but none here. The soil of the Terror Titans will move on uncontested. Hugh, the captain of the Pink Palettes, will be moving on as well. It's surprising for Ariel not moving on. Oh, and that's actually a new record for the Terror Titans, beating Manta of the Stingrays from the main league, so very surprising there, but already a new record. And now the Purple Flames, Snow Skaters, Wizard Lizards, and Chili Peppers. Chili Peppers, one of the teams I mentioned, very strong in speed events. And we're off. The Snow Skaters have a bit of a lead over the Chili Peppers, and it will be those two. It looks like the Wizard Lizards actually made a comeback at the end to try and take third place. That won't be enough to advance, but it might be enough to gain an extra point. And in the B League, every point counts, especially with relegation on the line. And you can see right there, just barely taking that spot from the Purple Flames. They will be getting one extra point because of that. But looking at that, the Snow Skaters get a pretty comfortable victory. Another bit surprising. They were very weak last season in the B League, but this time around they are bringing their all. And the Chili Peppers will be joining them in advancement, both of those two comfortably moving on. But now, the Avocados, Balls of Water, Azure Diamonds, and Orange Fizz, several very strong teams here who want to make the main league next season, and we are off. The Orange Fizz have a bit of a lead over the Balls of Water. Avocados are close, but they fall behind at the line, and it will be those two that stay ahead. The Azure Diamonds were the only ones that never really came into play. You can see they got a bad start out of the gate, but they did manage to take third place by the end. That comeback on the near side, and we've seen that happen multiple times now. Really, every position. The marbles are being very racy today, and you can see the Orange Fizz and Balls of Water. Oh, look at how close it was for that third place spot. But Carrot, the new captain of the Azure Diamonds, will be taking third place by 100th of a second. And like I mentioned, it's very racy today. Every position, these marbles are slicing and dicing to try and get every point they can, even if advancement isn't on the line. And now the Positrons, Rhapsody Blue, reigning gold medalists, Gugos, and they are off ahead right now. Antimatter is close, but they won't be able to challenge that. It will be the Gugos and Positrons moving on. And the one I didn't mention, Ohm of the Gigawatts, got demoted to reserve this season, and they were not doing well here. They were way behind. They actually tried to make a comeback against Rhapsody in Blue, but they did a good blocking game, and nothing could really come of it. But that was a very strong result for the Gugos. They will be moving on once again in another Heats of 4 event as they did last time. And the Positrons off to a decent start here with their captain Antimatter. But now that we've seen all 4 heats, we've seen how this event can go, and Percussion of Rhapsody in Blue will be getting best of the rest. Ohm, the Reserve of the Gigawatts, both of those teams were very fast this last heat. It's unfortunate for the two purple teams, 15th and 16th for them, but now we move on to the semifinals with a very warm-colored heat here. Orange Fizz, Terror Titans, Chili Peppers, and Positrons. Orange Fizz and Chili Peppers, that's a familiar rivalry, but for now we are off. The Orange Fizz and Chili Peppers are side-by-side for the lead, but here come the Terror Titans. They will take the advancing spot. It was very close at the line. It looked like the Orange Fizz had it, but they didn't do a good enough job blocking that top line. Meanwhile, the Positrons were way behind, but look at that. They swung way to the near side. It's hard to say why. Perhaps they were trying to get a leg up on the Chili Peppers, maybe trying to get into the draft and get some extra speed, but that lets Soil go right on by, and that means the Terror Titans will be moving on alongside the Chili Peppers. Both of those teams were in the main league last season, showing why. And Antimatter, the captain of the Positrons, disappointing for them. They will be getting last in this heat. But now for the Balls of Water, Gugos, Snow Skaters, and Pink Palettes, this was the top 4 from the last event, so at least 2 of them will be going to the final once again. And we are off. The Pink Palettes have a narrow lead. The Ooze of the Gugos will hold on to the second. Actually, the Balls of Water made a good comeback, but I don't think they did enough to take the advancement spot. And the Snow Skaters, nothing really coming of it for them. The Balls of Water did do a good job passing the Snow Skaters, but look at that. They just didn't have enough time to get past the Gugos. That means the Gugos will be challenging for perhaps another gold medal. Oh, and look at that. It was actually much closer than I thought it was, but I think the Gugos still held on. Yes, they did, by another 100th of a second. They will beat Steam of the Balls of Water, another very experienced marble. But Hugh, the captain of the Pink Palettes, can celebrate winning this semifinal. But that means that Pop of the Orange Fizz will be getting best of the rest. The Balls of Water coming just shy of that. The 2 beverage teams doing well. And then the Snow Skaters getting another solid result, and Positrons just barely making the top half. But now for the final, the Terra Titans, Pink Palettes, Chili Peppers, and Gugos. The Pink Palettes and Gugos were both very strong last event. See if they can do the same here. Right now, the Gugos have a narrow lead. Soil of the Terra Titans will hold on, and a Hue of the Pink Palettes will just narrowly take the bronze medal. Ooze of the Gugos will hold on for a second consecutive medal for the Gugos. Probably disappointed it couldn't be another gold, but they'll come just shy of it. And the Chili Peppers, disappointing for them. They will not be taking a medal here, despite being so fast throughout this event. But look at that. The Terra Titans absolutely, completely unchallenged. They will be taking the gold medal here. Unsurprising for a team that only missed auto qualification last season by 3 points. Now they're absolutely dominating this event. And the Gugos coming away with a very solid result. Another great medal performance for a team that got relegated last season. The Pink Palettes also have to be pleased with that after choking the gold medal last event. They will be getting a medal here. And the other teams are very pleased to see a performance quite like that. That was a dominant performance in the final heat. And the Chili Peppers a bit stunned after how close it was for the bronze medal, but they couldn't quite get it done in the end despite their fast time in the semifinals. But it was very quick for Soil all around. They got the record in the first heat. They weren't quite as fast in the semifinals, but they were very quick in the final. They're looking at the standings now. Unsurprisingly, the Gugos hold the lead with their silver medal. The Balls of Water actually hold on to second place, but the Terra Titans jump 9 spots into third place. Meanwhile, several teams falling into the relegation zone, but still a lot of time for that to change as we head to the third event, which will be Tower Descent. But before that, we move back to the main league for bowling. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.